Greetings to everybody. My name is Dr. Meenu Anand and I teach in the Department of Social Work, University of Delhi. Today we are going to cover the topic Concept and Nature of Service to Humanity. The course, this is a part of the course Professional Social Work and its Values, which is offered in semester 1, Bachelor of Social Work online program. The broad contents of this topic are going to include the concept of humanity, concept of services, meaning of service to humanity in social work profession, and the nature of services in social work. The learning outcomes for this course: number 1, develop an understanding of the concept of humanity, develop an understanding of the concept of services, develop the knowledge about meaning of service to humanity, and 4th, understanding the nature of services in social work profession. So, let us begin by understanding what is humanity. In our day-to-day life, we often use the terms humanity, service to humanity very often. What do we mean by humanity? What are the attributes of serving the humanity? What is the meaning of serving the humanity in social work profession? To understand these thought-provoking questions, we need to dwell deeper into the very meaning of humanity. Now, the dictionary meaning of humanity, if we look at, it means compassionate, being sympathetic, or exhibiting generous behavior or disposition. It refers to the quality or state of being humane. So, to put it simply, humanity implies understanding and being kind towards other people. Now, when we talk about humanity, we have to understand that humanity is not about maintaining a gracious relationship among individuals in society. In fact, it is much deeper. It is about building a bond amongst the members of society and the help we take from the sustainable values. Humanity does not mean showing passion or empathy to each other per se, or at the time of need showing compassion. But it has a larger value regarding love among human beings, holding human beings in high esteem and being kind in all walks of life. Humanity is not just a word for symbolizing human compassion and civilization, but it goes beyond the horizons of human nature and creations. It is all about using our hearts along with our mind in all the endeavors of humankind. All humans are one and only one, irrespective of the caste, the class, gender, creed, religion or race. It is this belief of oneness that can bring peace and harmony in our world. In fact, I would also go to the extent that future of humanity lies in this talk of oneness, in this notion and belief in oneness. So, as we narrow down the differences among people based on attributes like caste, class, gender, race, we will have a broader outlook on humanity, and this only can bring about peace and prosperity. Now, if we trace our global history, our Indian history, we will analyze that for centuries our world has been gripped with the evils related to untouchability, religious conflicts, and the dominance of the affluent sections of society over the poor sections of society. When we think of humanity, we think of none other than our national father Mahatma Gandhiji. Gandhiji had a vision of no less than a complete regeneration of humanity. Gandhiji's ideology, we know, was of non-violence, and non-violence itself is the mirror of humanity. In Harijan document dated 20th July 1935, Gandhiji wrote, "Every murder or other injury, no matter for what cause, committed or inflicted on another, is a crime against humanity." So we can say that humanity is a virtue. That is, it is a quality that is linked with the basic ethics of altruism and symbolizes human love and compassion towards each other. Now, after understanding what is humanity, let us understand what do we mean by service. Now, the term service has got multifarious meanings in different contexts. It essentially means contribution to the welfare of others. In other words, the word service means an act of helping. In general, when we talk about the term of service, now it refers to the variety of programs made available by individuals, public or private agencies to individuals, families and communities who need special assistance. Now, every society across the globe has the social and economic insecurities related to their elderly population, issues like unemployment, disability, desertion, death of family member, all these are there. Also, religious and fraternal organizations along with private and public welfare organizations provide various forms of aid to the needy population groups in the society. When we think of service, we again think of our national father Mahatma Gandhiji. Now, throughout his life, Gandhiji was a humble servant of India and humanity. He always held the service in high regard, and he said, "I am endeavoring to see God through service of humanity. For I know that God is neither in heaven nor down below, but in everyone." In his book Young India, which was published in 1924, Mahatma Gandhiji wrote, "I want to identify myself with everything that lives." We are all aware about his experiences with the people, not only in India, but also what he experienced in South Africa and in England. He believed that the salvation of his life was through serving the nation and people, whom he loved beyond anything else in the world. His communication and connection with the people was so splendid that the whole world could visualize in him the love and care revealed by Lord Jesus Christ and also Buddha. Gandhiji did the service to all, whether rich, poor, literate or non-literate, Indian or a foreigner. His principles stand even today as a bond connecting people belonging to various communities, nations and races. Gandhiji remains dispelled everywhere around the world as the tallest symbol of humanity. Therefore, we can say that when we talk about service, service is not confined to isolated deeds and words of charity towards disabled or helpless or poor people, but it means everybody across the globe has to be included, not just the people who are the needy, but everybody, whether belonging to high caste or low caste, people across castes, class, race, religion, ethnicity. Now, after understanding what is humanity, what is service, now we need to understand what do we mean by service to humanity. Now, the foremost activity that a person should engage in is service to our fellow human beings. Now, service to humanity results in the oneness. It brings hope and it brings life to those who are downtrodden and the disheartened. When peace and harmony become the main cause of every kind of service rendered to nation and the people, it becomes indeed the service to God. Now, service to humanity has taken multiple forms in today's society, from individuals to self-interested groups, small charity organizations to larger corporate houses, private entities to NGOs, Humanity has been served with a wide range of services which include education, food, health, housing, accessibility assistance to those who are physically challenged, reorienting programs to include those who are excluded, people who are mentally challenged, or people who are survivors from various challenges. Now, people nowadays, because of digitalization and globalization, are more aware. There is greater access than ever before to the schemes and plans which are meant for the deprived and the underprivileged sections of society. Now, after understanding what is service to humanity, we have to translate and understand this concept in the context of social work profession. Now, we know that social work is the helping profession. Now, why do people choose social work as a profession? Now, in addition to being a professional, we have chosen to become social work professionals because somewhere in our heart we want to serve humanity. The primary mission of our profession is to enhance human well-being and to help them meet basic and complex needs of people, where we are particularly focusing on people who are at a disadvantaged position, oppressed, vulnerable, and those who are living in poverty with various difficulties. Our profession gives a meaning to the individual in addition to psychological satisfaction, and of course our profession provides us with a range of career options. Now, the second thing in the context of service to humanity in social work is the belief of social work in working with not only the client but also with his or her environment. Now, social work is distinct because we are not only working with an individual client, but we are also working with the client and his or her environment, because it is the eclectic approach that we need to follow. We have to understand the person in totality as a whole, and therefore we are doing assessments of the persons, the clients as a whole in the larger context of their environment. We are working with individuals, we are working with groups and also communities in order to help them cope effectively with their socio-cultural realities, their grassroots realities, and even change their reality, enable them to change their situations if required. We therefore help not only our clients with respect to how they feel about a situation, but also what can be done, what can they do about their own unique situation. Now, I also wish to reiterate that service is our main social work values. Now, service to others is the key value, the base value in social work profession, and it is from here that all other social work values stem. Now, we acknowledge that serving others is more important than pursuing our self-interests. We social workers put the needs of our clients ahead of our own. We regularly elevate the need of their communities and above our own personal interests, and we use our social work skills, our social work knowledge, our experience to enhance the well-being of our clients. We work with people across their age, caste, class, gender, background, and we work across the country, and we also work across the globe. The most well-known aspect of social work profession is providing direct services or providing direct therapy to our clients. We help to encourage the people, explore their critical resources, we guide people towards their resources, and we also counsel them about life-changing decisions. We work as brokers, we work as mediators, enablers, counselors, as advocates for change to improve the social conditions and strengthen the social net of the person. Now, when we talk about service to humanity in social work, we also talk about a very, very important parameter, and that is development of human potential. Now, everybody has got human potential, and we all need to explore our own potential, our own capacities to the fullest. Now, social workers aim for the development of human potential and the fulfillment of human needs by working with people, enabling the people to achieve the best possible levels of personal and social well-being. Now, we are working with individuals, groups and families, communities, and enabling them, facilitating them in the pursuit and achievement of equitable access to social, economic and political resources. Social work includes, though not limited to, interpersonal practice, group work, community work, social development, social action, policy development, research, social work education and supervisory and managerial functions in all these fields. Being a social worker is a huge, tremendous responsibility, because in this position, in where we have power over the lives and well-being of others, we have to be very sensitive, very ethical, very cautious and very responsible when we are working with individuals. Now, when we talk about service to humanity, to recap the points, now the base of social work aims at human welfare, and service to others is one of the core values of social work profession, and this is from this, it's from this value of service from where all other values stem. Social work profession expects the value of service to humanity to ensure quality of services to the clients and seeks to improve accessibility, accountability and coordination among professionals and agencies in the service delivery system. In the helping process, social work profession holds service to humanity as the primary value and objective. Because we are a practice-based profession, social workers acknowledge that serving others is much more important than pursuing one's own self-interest, and we place the needs of our clients ahead of our own personal interests. Now, we help individuals, families and members of groups and communities to restore their capabilities to function in society. We help them to enhance their capabilities to the fullest extent possible. Professional social workers provide manifold services, multifarious services in the areas including community development programs, rural development, working with issues concerning children, women, work on education, health and hygiene. We work with self-help groups, tribal development, resettlement of the displaced. We provide emergency services for those affected by natural and man-made calamities. We work towards providing services for the aged, for those who are at the end of life. We provide palliative care. We also provide rescue and rehabilitation services for child laborers. We also take care of orphans, widows and people who are facing difficult issues. Now, for the social work professionals to work in these service sectors, the value of service to humanity is utmost important and is non-negotiable, extremely essential. Now, the service provided by a professional social work worker aims at helping individuals, families and groups to restore or enhance their capacity for effective functioning, and we work towards supporting the communities in needs. The field of social work therefore focuses on interactions among people and their societal institutions. These help the individuals in carrying out their day-to-day tasks and effectively function and fulfill their life roles. Social workers also work with the populations in need, but when we talk about service and social work, we realize that every person is a unique person, and we determine a way of helping them to solve their difficulties, not by doing it for them, but also supporting them to build that kind of skills that can help them to solve their own issues. Now, our work involves lot of compassion, lot of patience, lot of skills, lot of theoretical knowledge, and also distinct knowledge of resources which are available in the community. So, with dedication, commitment, patriotism, social workers can engage for the service of humanity, especially in the developing countries. When we talk about nature of service in social work, we know that social work is a well-known academic discipline in India and abroad. In our country, we have more than 526 social work educational institutions that offer social work courses in various central, state, private and deemed universities as well as colleges. The scope of social work practice and service delivery is remarkably wide. Now, social workers practice not only in the traditional social service agency, but also in elementary schools, in businesses, factories, offices and with various NGOs. We work with individuals, families and communities. We work in hospital settings, mental health facilities, in courts and also in the correctional settings. Now, when we talk about social workers' interventions in various settings, we are providing services at various levels. We are working primarily at the treatment and the rehabilitative level. We are working at the preventive level. We are working at promotive level. And across the multi-pronged levels, we are providing support to our clients. And clients mean individuals, groups, families and also communities. Now, we are providing services to our clients with the strong belief in our ethical values, principles. When we work with clients, our clients belong to diverse population sections of society across different ages, across people from caste, varied castes, class and sections of society. Social workers perform a broad spectrum of duties ranging from providing support to those people who are finding themselves in difficult situations or emotional stress, and we help them to bring about significant change in their lives. We are working as catalysts, we are working as enablers, advocates, counselors, brokers and also as mediators. We help the individuals cope with their situation and we also advocate for them and seek out valuable resources and other means of support for the individuals who are impacted. The broad service areas where professional social workers are contributing are child and family services, school services, mental health services, industrial setting, medical and public health sector, disability sector, community development, gerontology, correctional, just to name a few. And the scope of providing services in social work across not only these settings but across varied settings has enhanced a lot, especially since the onset of pandemic, because WHO says that 1 in 4 persons is having some kind of a mental health difficulty, and therefore the need for social work profession in this fast paced world where there is so much of stress, so much of high speed in life, so much of lack of recreational time, lack of me time and so many social issues which have become even more acute since 2020 when the pandemic began. The service areas have also enhanced and the need for such services has also deepened a lot in our society. And therefore, when we talk about the concept and nature of service to humanity in the context of professional social work, these are some of the areas where social workers are contributing at multiple levels, at the micro level, meso level, macro level, or maybe we can group it as treatment and rehabilitative levels, preventive levels, promotive levels, and there is lot of increase in the contribution of professional social workers in our society. So, to sum up, we have covered the concept of humanity. We have developed an understanding about what is service. We have also understood the concept of service to humanity and translated and understood the concept of service to humanity in social work, and also dwelled upon the nature of services in social work. Now, these are some of the references which you can go through, and they may help you to gain more insight about the topic. There are also some web links which you can explore and read whenever you have time. Thank you so much.